Welcome to my revision of my American history notes, where I want to dig deeper into some things that I wanted to study and maybe change some things. And I've had some good feedback from people. So let's begin, pick up where I left off. When Madison returned to the capital after the War of 1812, he had to live in temporary quarters until the executive mansion was rebuilt. Architect James Hoban used white paint to cover the fire blackened exterior, and from then on, it was called the White House. Madison chartered a second United States bank and signed a law calling for higher tariffs to protect American manufacturers. This did not please much of the South because manufacturing was a northern monopoly, and the South found its raw materials, such as cotton, being forced north to factories rather than the free market permitting their sale to England. Rumblings of a right of the states of nullification of federal laws began to be heard. Now, Madison held to a belief that the Constitution should be strictly enforced right up until the end, vetoing a bill put forth by John Calhoun called the quote bonus bill, which would have used federal funds to build roads and canals. He felt that that was the responsibility of the sovereign states. Madison lived in retirement until his death in 1836 as the last of his old colleagues from the Constitutional Convention, Jefferson and Adams, having both died on July 4th, 1826, the 50th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence. Now, the Constitution was amended after the 10 Bill of Rights, the 11th time, limiting Supreme Court jurisdiction in 1794. The 12th Amendment reworked the presidential selection process in 1803. Vermont, formerly a province of New York, then the Vermont Republic, entered the United States in 1791, Kentucky in 1792, Tennessee in 1796, Ohio in 1803, and Louisiana in 1812. Indiana came in 1816 and Mississippi in 1817. There were then 20 states in the Union. As Americans developed a language and identity of their own, the British apothecary and pharmacy became a drugstore in an 1810 newspaper ad. In 1812, redrawing congressional districts to suit your own party became known as gerrymandering after Governor Elbridge Gerry of Massachusetts. The first use of the word airline in 1813 referred to a straight distance on a map, ignoring mountains and valleys. The gambling game of Keno came from New Orleans, first mentioned in an American diary in 1814. Cuss for curse was written in a book called A Yankee in England in 1815. In 1816, ornery meant ordinary, and only later did it come to refer to a mean person. In 1817, the British military term for advanced engineers, pioneer, began to refer to settlers in the remote wilderness. The American Bible Society was formed in 1816 to encourage the spread of the scriptures, but it is a dispute over the famous missionaries William Carey and Adoniram Judson's translation for the word baptism, for baptism. Pastor Spencer Cone, formerly president of that society, formed the American and Foreign Bible Society and counter it. So we're next going to talk about Monroe, Adams, Jackson, and Van Buren. So I'm going to stop the video now, um, even though I do intend to go on a little bit longer in the future, simply because I want to pick up this topic so that all things come together. James Monroe will be next. So if you like the video, if you watch the video, click like, please. And if you have anything to say, any comments about the format or what I'm saying, I want it to be genuine. I want to talk about my notes. This is not a fancy production. I know I'm not going to ever make money on the doing this on YouTube. I just I want to get this out and rethink it myself. So thanks for watching.